Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Rosmo. I was contacted on Instagram to review this movie called White Snake. And needless to say, this isn't gonna be like the Red Shoes review. Let's get on with the review. Unlike the last review, we're gonna have 4 parts: animation, world building, characters, and story. I purposely put story at the end because I have a lot to say about that. Now, before anything else, what did I think of this movie? Good? Yeah. Would I recommend you to watch it? No. It's not for everyone. And it's very much unique. Okay, major spoilers, so I warned you. First, the animation. I can't tell you how amazed I am. Everything in this movie is just breathtaking. The water, the settings, not just the animation, but the concepts. The village looks so big and beautiful in this scene. The water in the boat ride, beautiful. I just adored the designs of each character. There's so many details that you don't really notice, but it's there, and it makes it all the more nice when you do notice it. Even Huion, who had a simple design at first glance, but look, he has these accessories on his outfit, and these wooden cuffs on his wrists. It's a really nice touch. The first thing that caught my attention though was the action scenes. The movement was so exciting. The fight scenes are so creative as well. It's not just hit this guy, shoot this with magic, punch the bad guy. You have scenes where Xiao Bai and Xiao Jing spin together to charge on this guy, or how Xiao Bai wraps her tail around something to hang on the wall, or this trap scene. The cinematography was just incredible. It made a scene like Huion just running on roofs look so cool. There's no talking in fight scenes as well. Not that I don't like those kind of things, but you really feel the real-time action happening, you know? Next is the world building. Yo, hands down the best part of the movie. You're shown this quaint little village that hunts snakes, which you think is nothing serious, but then boom, our main character is actually a snake from a snake clan. Then you're shown this jade workshop that Huion says is infamous, but then you're just blown away by the next thing that happened. The spinning of the floor and passing through a sort of water wall was so creative. I love that part. And then you see a big wide room full of boxes. Silhouettes of workers can be seen beyond the walls, and you can even see the fox girl working as she talks to them. You have humans. You have people who can use magic. You have demons who are at war with this general who kills the snake people for power. It's cool. An endearing world that's so beautifully executed. It kinda gives a perspective on Huion and Xiao Bai's world and situation. In the world building, they also describe being a demon as the lowest creature. Why, you ask? It sounds interesting to know. And the fox girl says,
你可知道成了妖怪的后果？你生而为人，享受人世间的诸多太平好处，理所当然，浑浑噩噩。成了妖怪，天要杀你，人要杀你，道士要杀你，其他妖怪也要杀你。你被我取了精气，成妖，你也只能成为一个最弱最小的妖。
I really like that part because it adds so much more weight in Huion's decision to become a demon. Next is the characters. First is the Dark General. All we know about him is that he's the big boss that they're gonna fight at the end, and he's very, very powerful. At first he was intimidating, but then he's not really that notable. Next is Little General. Apparently that's what he's called. He's a lot more intimidating, honestly. When he first appeared, you know he's just a right-hand man that does all the dirty work, but he's just so menacing. He's on the hunt. He knows this really useful magic that traps his enemies, and he has an interesting aspect of him hiding his face because of a scar. I don't know why they put it there, but it's there, and that got my attention. Xiao Jing kind of felt like a plot device for me, but she did give Xiao Bai an anchor for her own kind, so I'll give her that. Xiao Jing was one of the reasons why Xiao Bai had to finish her mission to assassinate the Taoist, because of the scales that'll kill Xiao Jing. Snake Master. I didn't like her being the final boss, but we'll talk about that in the story part, but I like how she was the leader and showed leadership to her fellow snakes. She even looked saddened by the thought that she can't save Xiao Jing from her scales because she is the leader. She seemed like an admirable head of the snake clan until the last second. Precious Jade Workshop Fox Girl. She is my favorite character hands down. Her design is wonderful. A good twist for a foxy girl. She switches from fox to human head by twisting her neck. That's so cool. She doesn't even care about anything in the world. She's just living life. Chill, you know? Huion, even though he's one of the main characters, the movie didn't really give him that much time to be fleshed out as a character, but I appreciate the emphasis on his emotional side. Like the time he got angry when Xiao Bai reads the plaque and then he panicked thinking he lost the D. But other than that, I couldn't really see him as a person rather than a character going through the story. Xiao Bai. Okay, same with Asian, not that fleshed out, but her character backstory is nice. She's a cool fighter and her design is very pretty, fitting for her name as the White Snake and her name itself, which means Little White. Yeah, that's it. Alright, off to the story. You might not like this part because I'm gonna claw my way into this movie. Just a little bit. The first 15 minutes of the movie was a tiring roller coaster of confusion, but visually captivating. The first scene got me dumbfounded, but was invested since I could see a current problem one of the sisters were facing. And then we skipped to 500 years ago, making me start over my investment to this new scene. But the cinematography and what happens helped me get interested in a jiffy. But then she fell in the water and now we're confused because they show us another scene we're not familiar with and start our investment on the story from scratch for the third time. At least for me it was. They hinted that she lost her memories, but it wasn't clear because she's not talking. She was asked who she was or if she remembered anything, but this woman is involved with supernatural stuff, so being silent could mean it's classified or shouldn't be told to others. But I caught up when the old lady herself stated that she lost her memories. Even if I say this, it kept me curious to know more. It's not like any usual 3D animated movie you'd ever watch. You don't know where it's gonna go. It's not the formulaic movie you usually watch, so it's really interesting. It reminded me of those disturbing manga I read as a teen, like Fire Punch, so it was my cup of tea, you know? For now. This movie has a really good habit of giving us breather moments though. First you're in this village, and knowing about this guy, and then slowly learning things about Xiao Bai, which both of us and her doesn't know, and you feel like you're discovering these things about her on the same pace as Xiao Bai herself. First you're in this calm, serene sunset on a conversation between the two, and then you dive into this mystical workshop. It was a nice touch to shift us in between, to not bore us or tire the viewers too much. Good job on that part. Though if I may say, the story can't seem to pick between a love story between a human and a snake demon, or a war between a general and a whole clan. This movie pushed for both, so it had less time for characterizing the main couple, and had to hurry the boss battle. Honestly, I'd like to see either of the two. If it was focused on the two so that their progression wasn't so forced, I'd love it. If it was a story of war and the people involved with it, I'd also love it. But it just had to squeeze both together. They could keep the war story and the romance-focused one, the one I just talked about just now, but not as much as to overshadow the romance story like it did in the movie itself. The cliche romance parts were just too funny for me. I couldn't help but laugh out loud whenever it came up, like when Asian was first introduced and he was all over the place and all over Xiao Bai, or when the umbrella swayed and ooh, what a coincidence, we're holding hands now. You know, I just love it, but probably not in the way that you think. I have one beef in this movie though. Just one. It's when they were trapped in the tunnel and they made out. Like you guys are trapped there, and you said yourself that you don't know how to get out. So you don't know how long you're gonna stay there, and Xiao Qing has a ticking time bomb in her body and y'all decide to hanky-panky, huh? It just felt off. But then as you continue, you understand that Xiao Bai did that because she decided that it's the last time she'll see him before pushing him away for good. But still, the ticking time bomba inside Xiao Qing, it just felt really off to me. Maybe it's just the way it's presented. That's just me though. Then finally, the boss battle. I thought the boss fight was already Little General in the small hut, but I checked the time and I was just 1 hour in, and I was exhausted. Note this, exhausted but not tired of the story. Then when we get to the actual boss fight, Dark General, he's ugly, I'm just gonna put it out there, he was the goal, finish him off and that's it. They finished him off, quicker than expected, with the help of Snake Master, Xiao Bai, and Xiao Qing, but they decided to add Snake Master as a freaking twist villain that I did not like at all. You can say she seemed evil with her dark palette and commanding aura, but still, she had no reason to want so much power because throughout the movie, she wanted revenge for her snake clan, for her snake brethren, and she turns on the snake clan? What? For what? For power? Since when? Since when was that hinted? Okay then, we go to the ending. At this point, I just want it to be over. But oh, listen, my darling sweeties. The Dark General managed to cast one more spell and then hit the bucket. So both are trapped in an icy whirlwind. Xiao Bai is cool with it because she's used to it. Asian, on the other hand, turned into Anna, and just as you see him get broken by his legs, you can see his essence fading away like his soul. I kind of felt invested to see if the movie will commit to a bitter ending. Xiao Bai tries to save him and it fades to black. What? I hope from the bottom of my heart that she didn't save Asian, because an ex machina ending would have made me go off on this movie. But it turns out she saved his soul and now he's reincarnated. It's like meet in the middle, so I took it. I took that ending. It's fine for me. A bittersweet ending. Not a happy one, but something that felt fitting for the world they set up. I also like Xiao Pai's reason on continuing to love Asian, not because he remembers her, or that he might remember her, but because she remembers. And that's the hope that she has to find Asian again. Also, I like how the dog, Tuto, I don't know how to pronounce that. Like, in any website I found, there's no, like, intonations for that, so I'm sorry if I said it wrong. Because I like how the dog became his brother-in-law in the next life, because Tuto in the Chinese name is also read as brother-in-law. So, nice touch. All in all, do I like this movie? Yes. As a tale of two people battling evil together. As a romance? No, I didn't like it. But yeah, as an action fantasy movie, it was fantastic. So yeah. If you want me to review more movies like this, become a Patreon. It's just $1, guys. You can help support the channel, and you can help me make more reviews on movies that you guys want me to talk about. So yeah.